Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream I'm going to be going over the event week for this week, which started on Thursday, but it's now like early Monday in Grand Theft Auto Online. But yeah, starting off, main vehicle edition, or main edition of the week is the new Vetir. I do not believe it has a manufacturer, so I did not put it in the title. I believe it's a vehicle without like a manufacturer. That's known at least. Or displayed at least. And going to Miss Spectator, the money opportunities are 3 times money RP in mobile operations, 2 times money RP down in adversary modes, and then there's also 25% off the Cosacta submarine, or whatever pronunciation it would be, and more. So that's just highlights obviously on the bottom. Yeah, I'll go into the Vetir, of course, later on, when I get to the casino, as I usually do. But yeah, podium vehicle for the week, I believe, is the Cheetah Classic or something. Pretty sure it's the Cheetah Classic for the podium vehicle. Which I believe is a pretty top tier sport classic vehicle, actually, because it's one of those, like, supercars, like, old school, like, supercars in the sport classic class, which tend to be pretty much the best in the class, at least for a lap time circumstance. Okay, why does it literally say that every time? Is it no, don't go there when it's literally the heist? Or what?
Don't worry, man. This is real fast. Let's get in on the ground floor.
But yeah, new podium vehicle for the weekend for sure is the Cheetah Classic. Which I believe that one's based on the Vice City. I believe that one's like the Vice City Cheetah or whatever. For the classic one. So it's pretty cool. That's for about like Vice City or whatever from the 3D universe. Alright, RP apparently, because woo, that's totally so great. Oh well, better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure would obviously be on Military Motorsport, and there's a little preview at some discounts. Only one of those I think was actually new. I think one of the other ones was like Prime Gaming discount for like the previous week, whatever. Which I was looking for a discount, I think, but it's not on discount. Because most podium vehicles obviously are not. Alright, here it is. The Grotti Cheetah Classic. So by getting the podium vehicle, we always save at least $865,000. If for some reason it has a livery without necessarily recall not having a livery on it when looking at it, that could be like another $20,000 assuming you keep the livery. So yeah, savings aren't really that huge. It's not anywhere near the highest a podium vehicle is saved, of course. Especially when like the new Tour has been one last a couple weeks ago or whatever. Whenever that was. But yeah, I'll go into Murphy 1322 spreadsheet to go over the lap time and top speed of the vehicle. But yeah, as I was suggesting, it being a like supercar and old school supercar in the sports classic class, it is very good in performance, at least for a lap time, making it second place lap time for the sports classic class. For those who are curious, the number one for the for those who are curious, the number one for Sport Classic class is actually the Turismo Classic. Cheetah Classic's still second lap time though, so it's still a pretty alright option. And the difference isn't that huge. This one could serve pretty well for Sport Classic races, obviously most of them, as long as it's in like the city and has like lots of turns and stuff. And then top speed for the Cheetah Classic is actually 6th place, which again is actually below the Turismo Classic, which is 5th place top speed. So just barely misses out of the top 5, but it's still within the top 10 of the top speed for the Sports Classic class. So it fares very well, especially for lap time, and it's decent at least, I'd say, for top speed. So can't really go wrong with this one for performance. Not only does it have good performance, it also looks very good and all. Unless you probably have very terrible like car tastes or something. And obviously I would imagine customizations could be nice as well. But I'm not sure if customizations are very good or not, because obviously I don't have like a look at all the customizations of every vehicle every day or anything. So yeah, performance very good actually, so really can't go wrong with the podium vehicle. I don't recall if they've given it as Prime Gaming before. I kind of don't think they have. I think with the Infernus Classic maybe, I don't think they've done that with like the Cheetah Classic before. So so it can be a useful podium vehicle, but obviously it's not weaponized or anything, so probably won't be making any money anyways, but still. Can't go wrong with it. Actually, like I said, I was going to go over to Vetir when I went to the casino, so I will. But yeah, the Vetir, it's a 10-seater vehicle for like $1.2, $1.6 million. And you have to complete the Cayo Perico Heist finale using the supply truck for the trade price. So trade price is pretty easy to unlock as long as you do the heist in a very particular way. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a very good way. You might as well do like the drainage tunnel or like use the long fin. People typically do like Sakta or the long fin for their approach vehicle, whatever. So really this isn't going to be that useful. And for me, I pretty much use the drainage pipe no matter what approach I do anyways, because it's such a convenient way of getting in. Because if you want to get in through like one of the doors of the compound, I think you have to like kill a guard or something and get like some key code or something. And then there's also like the grappling hooks as an option. If you want drainage tunnel, it's definitely the way to go. And I believe you do need like guard clothing as well if you're going for like the supply truck approach. So if you want to save like around 400,000, that's something you can do. But it's probably going to take like 1 or 2 heists anyways to get the money to begin with. And the money you see here is all the money you're even going to have to spend, because it's a Pegasus vehicle and it's not customizable whatsoever. And it's in the military class. And for those who want to know how it performs, I believe it was like 9th place for lap times, somewhere around there. And like, I think a place more down for top speed. But there's a similar vehicle in the game that's been in since day one, known as the Barracks, which basically does everything this vehicle does, but performs better for lap time and top speed anyways. The regular Barracks, which you can find in certain locations in the game even. Like, I believe there's one in, like, the Backlot City, for example. And obviously it's in, like, Fort Zancudo and stuff. So really, if you have a Barracks for a Pegasus vehicle, you're gonna be fine anyways. Plus, it's gonna blow up in, like, one rocket and stuff. It doesn't even have explosive resistance or anything. Obviously, not that it was expected or anything. So really, this vehicle is very niche. You're really gonna want it to mess around with it, I guess. Of course, it can be nice for, like, transporting a full, like, 8-player MC. Transporting a whole, like, 8-player MC could be interesting with the Vetir. But really, that's a very niche use, and why would you want to be in a Vetir anyways? With the new, like, regular Sparrow in the game now, of course, everyone in, like, a COMC can apparently call that, since obviously it's not tied to CO. Whereas, like, CO vehicles, you can only spawn, like, one for the whole entire CO, for example. So, like, the regular Sparrow makes, like, spawn convenience and all way better. Also makes grinding as, like, a CO MC very, like, helpful regardless anyways, and it has, like, weapons and stuff. So really, the Vetir, it's one, like, good purpose it's not being good at anyways. So I'd highly recommend staying away from the vehicle unless you're big on collecting Pegasus vehicles. If you're big on getting a collection of all the Pegasus vehicles, then I'd say to definitely get it. That's the one reason to probably get it. So that's right, it's a waste of money, honestly. And you don't even really need to, like, actually own the vehicle to even know that either. But again, if you do the heist good enough, you can technically do it in, like, a little over an hour, maybe even less. You could probably do that, like, perhaps in, like, 45 minutes, and I think I've seen people do, like, the finale in, like, not even, like, 10 minutes. And I've learned from experience that it's that easy as well. So, if you really want it that badly, of course, it's so easy to make the money now with the new heist. But obviously, I'm gonna be honest and say it's not worth it. But yeah, premium race for the week is Crossing Pass for the Sport Classic class. But yeah. If my throat's not fucking up, that is. Premium race for the week is Crossing Pass for the Sport Classic class. So I already gave, like, the top 2 lap time, which is the Turismo Classic and the Cheetah Classic. Cheetah Classic's actually the podium vehicle right now, so you can get a pretty good option for us actually on the podium. Well, obviously you still gotta buy, like, the customizations and stuff. And yeah, Crossing Pass being in the city is obviously probably going to be mainly for a lap time. But yeah, I'd refer to Bruffy 1322 if you want to learn about the top speed. Since I want to start going, like... Since, yeah, I do want to start going into less detail with the, like, premium race and the time trials, only into the necessary details, I feel. Because usually you lap time and top speed, might as well just stick to one, I think. And for some reason it says a rating of 45%. It's kind of funny. I don't know if that's usual, but whatever. But yeah, Tourism Classic first place, a lot of times. Sport Classic class. Cheetah Classic second place, a lot of times. Sport Classic class. Third place for lap time for the Sport Classic class is the Rapid GT Classic. Don't entirely remember where that one's in on the website. It's probably also on Legendary, if not, probably Southern. Somewhere. So yeah, that's the top 3 lap time for Sport Classic class. And yeah, most races are lap times. I'm just going to go over a lap time, especially because it takes place in this city. If you want top speed, I'd refer to Buffy 1322 for top speed. Wait, a regular time trial. Regular time trial is Khalifa Way. This one goes like past the Alamo Sea here. I believe it actually starts here and somewhere around here, I think. But yeah. Apparently it seems that Torador was like hotfixed, whatever, where you can no longer use it on time trials if you were able to use the Torador at one point. Cause yeah, I did go into Torador and the Vigilante on the stream once, and yeah. In the Vigilante you can still see the icon and you can still go on top of it. It'll just say you can't use the Vigilante. But going into Torador, it randomly like completely disappears for some reason. So yeah, it leads me to believe that Torador was hotfixed. But yeah, if you could use a Torador, of course it would be very convenient. It's going across the Alamo Sea. But yeah. I don't know if this vehicle could still be used. I would imagine it can, because it doesn't have a boost. But there is actually the Blazer Aqua. Blazer Aqua, since it has no boost, I would imagine it can actually be used in time trials. Though I don't know if it's since it's weaponized, but the weapons don't really impact like its speed or anything. So if you have a Blazer Aqua, it might be worth trying to go through the Alamo Sea on this one. Since you could shortcut and do it in a better time than you could just going on the regular road. So yeah, I'd probably recommend the Blazer Aqua, since I think you can use that in time trial still, I would imagine. But yeah. I think I do memorize the top 3 lap time and top speed for the supercar and motorcycle classes. I'll start off with supercars, I guess, since I would imagine most people would probably use a motorcycle because it's like more spacious or whatever. Not as roomy, whatever. Doesn't take up as much room on the road. But yeah, I'm pretty sure first place for a lap time on the supercar class, I believe that's the Projan Emirates. Second place a lap time for the supercar class, I believe is the Benefactor Krieger. Then third place a lap time for the supercar class, I believe is the Innis S80RR or whatever. That 1-seater supercar from the Casino Resort DLC. All 3 of the top 3 lap times supercar class, I'm pretty sure are from that DLC. And it was between like 2.9 and 2.5 million, I believe. So it's pretty balanced price-wise between those 3 options. So I'd probably just go with Projan Emirates anyways. And then, yeah. And yeah, top 3 for top speed for the supercar class. First place, I'm pretty sure, is the P-Fister 811, which is like $1,135,000. And that's from like the Finance Felony DLC, so you have to go quite the ways down on Legendary Motorsport to find that one. Second place top speed for the supercar class, I'm pretty sure, is the Devastate 8, Principe Devastate 8 from the Doomsday Heist update. So I wanted to scroll down as far for that one. But yeah. And then finally, third place for top speed for the supercar class. That is the Banshee 900R, if I recall correctly. And that requires you upgrading the regular Banshee, which is like 135,000 or something into Benny's vehicle. Which I believe the cheaper ones tend to have the more expensive upgrade prices. So that would probably be around $1 million, so that one could be cheaper than the P-Fister 811. Just putting into account the upgrade prices, but then it's not including performance upgrades, so you probably might as well again just go to the number one option, P-Fister 811, for top speed. But yeah, looking at the roads, lap time would probably matter most. And of course, like I mentioned, there is the Blazer Aqua method, assuming you can still use the Blazer Aqua since the changes to the time trials, which I'd imagine you can. Then you could try just going across the LMC if you use a Blazer Aqua. That's a good strategy, particularly for this time trial. At least. But yeah. If you're not going to use a supercar, speaking of supercars, actually, I believe I forgot to mention the price of the Devastate. You know, it's like 1.7, 1.8 around there. So you really won't bother with second place top speed compared to first or third place top speed. But yeah, if you're not going to use a supercar, you're probably going to use a motorcycle. So top 3 lap time for motorcycles, if I recall. First place for lap time on the motorcycle class is the Nagasaki Shotaro. Like $2.2, $2.3 million on that one, I'm pretty sure. If you don't have it on the Luxury Motorsport website, I believe you have to play a match at deadline to get it unlocked for purchase on the website. It's kind of like the only vehicle I think in the game that you have to like actually do something to get to be visible on the website. I believe there used to be vehicles like that from like the original Heist update, but they made those vehicles like other like vehicles later on that they've made where there's trade prices if you don't do that. But yeah, if you don't have the Nagasaki Shotaro, you have to play a match at deadline. I don't think it matters if you win. I think you just have to play in the match. You just have to play the mode at least a single time and get it on the website. Definitely worth doing if you want number 1 on lap time. But yeah, number 2 lap time for the motorcycle class is the Hakuchou Drag. That one's like $800,000, $900,000, and both top 2 for lap time. Those are both from the Bikers update, and both on Luxury Motorsport. That one, going back to Nagasaki Shotaro, I think you can lean forward or backwards with the stick for best possible speed on that one. I believe it's the only one that works that way. Hakuchou Drag, I believe you have to lean forward with the stick as if you're doing like a stoppie. One of 2 vehicles, I think that worked way in addition to like the Night Shark. Not Night Shark, but the Night Blade. I don't think that's a competitive option even. And then third place at lap time, if I recall, from the motorcycle class is the Body 801. Body 801. Body 801 is like 10,000, maybe even a couple thousand less. So a very good entry price. Not to mention it's also the only one top 3 lap time, also top 3 top speed as well. By the way, motorcycle class is not put into account the Manchester Scout. So Manchester Scout, I don't think Bruffy 1322 has tested that yet. Pretty sure he hasn't. So these lap time top speeds aren't bringing the Manchester Scout into account. But at most you would only move them down a single place. But yeah, body 801 and the Redstone motorcycle, as mentioned, you have to lean backward with stick as if you're doing a wheelie for best possible speed, as most motorcycles work in the game. And then going into the top speed, if I recall, first place top speed for motorcycle class is the BF400. I like to cut in stunts update. That one's like probably like 100 to 200 at most for the basic vehicle or price. If you want number 1 for top speed, then yeah, BF400. BF400's also actually like the number 1 option for off-road races in general, actually, since pretty much all the other off-road vehicles in the game are like proper vehicles, not like motorcycles. So not only can you use it in motorcycle races, you can also use it in off-road races for those who do off-road races in the game. So that's another reason to get the BF400. And again, backwards with stick for best possible speed. And finally, third place for top speed. By the way, second place top speed for motorcycle class, just body 801 again. And yeah, third place top speed for motorcycle class. If I recall, that one's the regular Hawk Chow, not the Hawk Chow Drag. Not to be confused with that one. The regular Hawk Chow is third place top speed for the motorcycle class from like the last team standing update, I think, or something like that. Back from like 2013, 2014, I think. And again, you have to lean backwards. And again, you have to lean backwards with stick for best possible speed. And our CP and Dito time trial for the week is Little Soul Park. This would actually be the first one I would have to like make a video of if I were to continue my RCP and Dito time trial series. I don't really necessarily have plans to continue that series anytime soon. But if you want a good guide, I'd probably recommend GTA Men. He seems to do really good time trial guides. And GTA series videos is good as well if you don't mind no commentary and want to watch how they do it or whatever. So those are a couple good channels, I'd say, for Dito time trials. Since I haven't done a guide on any of them in a while. But yeah. But yeah, now it's on to money opportunities. I believe is what I usually go into here. First one I'll go over is 2 times money RP diamond adversary modes, because that one's on the pause menu. 3 times money RP mobile operations, those aren't on the pause menu, you have to go into MOC for those. So yeah, I'll be doing that. But yeah, the diamond adversary modes, or the diamond series as they call it, I believe is what they call it. Just to explain all of the different ones, not every individual one or whatever. The diamond adversary modes are the latest like interior adversary modes in the game. But yeah, diamond entourage. Entourage, I kind of forget what that one is. Been a long time since playing a lot of these different modes, obviously. And it's the diamond version of a mode that's been like a couple years old at least. But yeah, you basically have to take a target to like point A to point B or something, I believe, and then there's assassins that have to try to kill the target, and also you can all be killed for the bodyguards, but I think the bodyguards do respawn, I think. Every bullet counts. I only have to use like marksman pistols with like little to no ammo. So you have to be very sparingly with the ammo and have to be very precise and accurate if you want to do good in the mode. So I probably wouldn't recommend that one. Entourage I think would be a better one to do. Not to mention, I think it's the only one that's not part of the bunker or missile base. So if you're looking for the more unique mode to do, I'd probably go for Entourage since I don't think it has a bunker or missile base variant. Whereas this one has bunker and missile base variants. Hardest target. I think this one has a like missile base variant, but I don't think it has a bunker variant. But yeah. Hardest target. Basically, again, it's kind of like Entourage, where I think one person's the main, like, focus, and, like, the other team has killed him, and then there's, like, supporting people for defending, like, the primary, like, target of the mode. Yeah, I'll end here, I guess, so I don't crash into a helicopter or something. Yeah, hardest target, very similar, kind of, in a sense, to Entourage. Except, yeah, you're not evacuating the targets, kind of just in the form of a deathmatch or something, I think. Or, obviously, team deathmatch. But yeah, Diamond Juggernaut, again, kind of another version of team deathmatch, essentially. And again, it's kind of where, like, one person on each team is a focused target. So, yeah. Very similar in style to other modes. And again, I think Juggernaut, has a bunker and a missile-based version. It's like every book counts, whereas I think this one just has a missile-based version, and Entourage does not have a bunker or missile-based version, I'm pretty sure. Kill quota. Yeah, I think Juggernaut's similar to a Call of Duty mode, if I didn't mention that. I'm not sure which one, because I'm not a big Call of Duty player at all, or anything. But yeah. Diamond Kill Quota, I know that one's based on a gun game, I think, from Call of Duty, where your weapons, like, upgrade the more kills the team gets or something. However, I believe they can also downgrade, of course, when your people get killed or whatever, and whoever gets through the whole, like, series of guns wins or something. Pretty fun mode there, which also I think has a bunker and a missile-based version. Resurrection. Again, it's kind of a team deathmatch kind of mode, except this one, people get to come back from the team if, like, another person on the team kills a person on the other team or whatever. So when someone on your team gets killed, then they're out, but if someone on your team kills someone on the other team, they can come back. And Resurrection, I think, has a missile-based version, but I don't think it has a bunker version. Slasher, I believe that one has a bunker and missile-based version in addition to this. But yeah, probably one of the funner adversary modes in the game, in my personal opinion. Whereas, like, one person with, like, a shotgun, and the rest have, like, flashlights, I believe. And the objective is to not get hunted. As long as the hunter gets killed, the other team wins. But if the hunter kills everyone, then the hunter wins, I believe. And last but not least, Diamond Trading Places. Which again, I think the bunker and the missile-based version, I believe there are bunker and missile-based versions of this one. Again, it's kind of another team deathmatch mode, where it's like the losers and the winners or whatever, and there's apparently like 2 different versions. I recall this one pays pretty well. But again, pays gonna depend on how you do on it. It's not like normal operations, where it's like one pay for everyone. So it's all gonna depend on how you do on modes, obviously. Also, it heavily depends on the modes as well, I believe, how you get paid as well. I don't know if it's like one general payout per adversary mode. So hard to say which ones to recommend, but I tried my best to give some recommendations. But yeah, that's everything to know for 2 times money RP down in adversary modes. Next is the better of the 2 money opportunities, which is 3 times money RP mobile operations. But yeah, 3 times money RP mobile operations. Mobile operations are the jobs you have to do in the MOC. There's like a computer or whatever that you can do like missions from the MOC. Which doing the missions for the first time successfully as host gives you access to the trade prices of a lot of different gun running vehicles. So if you have not got trade prices for certain gun running vehicles in the game, definitely worth doing them at least one time, I'd say, for the event week. And obviously just to do something different that's not Cayo Perico Heist, it's pretty nice. But I do think mobile operations do require at least 2 players. So if you're a big solo player like me, then mobile operations, same with the dominant adversary modes, really aren't going to be good. And obviously, Cayo Perico Heist is basically in a tier of its own for making money, I'd say, at least legitimately. And that's obviously directed to those 2 people, I suppose. But yeah. Some mobile operations I can think of that are pretty good. I think, are the weaponized Tampa. I think the weaponized Tampa one's a pretty good one. And I believe, like, the oppressor ones are pretty good. I think there might be, like, 2 different oppressor ones. But yeah, the one with, like, the Valkyrie, I probably wouldn't recommend, whatever. And yeah, I think the Dune FAV one, for example, might be one of the better ones for mobile operations. But yeah, ones like the half-track and APC, those ones probably take, like, longer just because of the nature of the vehicles. Being, like, all slow and stuff. So mobile operations, it heavily depends on which one you do, kind of. But yeah. Not to mention, I think 3 times money RP, that might be like the first time ever for like any sort of like mission kind of stuff, actually. Actually, no, I think they've done 3 times money RP for like the Super Yacht Life missions before, I think. But they don't typically do a lot of 3 times money RP, actually. I think they don't typically do that a lot for like contact mission kind of stuff. Mobile operations are kind of completely separate from contact missions, not the typical kind you launch from like the pause menu. But still, I'd imagine they pay out pretty much the same. Or again, it could heavily depend on the one you do. So yeah, hard to really recommend mobile operations, but honestly, if you need some trade prices, you might as well do some of them. As for that, can't really recommend it, to be honest. You might as well just do the typical money-making methods. Especially Cayo Perico Heist, obviously, since that's new with this update. And it's basically the top tier money-making option. I don't think anything compares, to be completely honest. At least for legitimate money-making, obviously. And I think there's something else going on for money as well, which involves hidden caches. But yeah, hidden cache bonus and more. If you get 10 hidden caches in a week, which is a whole amount of hidden caches, so I definitely recommend doing it in one day. I think when they did it before, I think it might have only been like 5 or something, but this time they want you doing all 10. But yeah, hidden caches I believe get you to like $25,000 if you do it every day, because that's a daily collectible. But yeah, 10 hidden caches, getting all of them will get you a bonus 100,000 in addition to like the 75,000, and you can only do it obviously one time for the event week. So worth doing it one time, at least if you have a tour door. I wouldn't bother honestly if you just have the Visa for any reason, because the Visa is the lowest submarine in the game. It's even still lower than like the previous submarines in the game. Though it is a 4-door submarine, though, so that could explain it. But yeah, I probably wouldn't bother if you just have that, or obviously the submarine itself. I'd definitely recommend having a tour door if you don't bother with it at all, to make it less of a time investment as possible. And yeah, Visa tour door, and I believe obviously the submarine, I think there's already only 3 vehicles with sonar. But you can use the point of interest feature in the map. You can take advantage of the point of interest feature, mark locations if you don't want to be in any of those 3 vehicles. Just have to make sure you mark all the 10 different hidden caches with it. And then you could probably use something like a Sea Sparrow or something even, which is kind of faster in getting across the map than Torador. So you could use something like the Sea Sparrow if you do the method of doing the points of interest on the hidden caches to remember their locations, rather than having to rely purely on sonar. And Sea Sparrow as well is a very good grinding vehicle, so you can do your useful stuff. And while you do that, you can take that to hidden caches, or at least I recommend the Sea Sparrow. So yeah, it basically explains everything I'd say with the hidden cash bonus of $100,000, which that's the thing as well, which obviously you can only do one time, so I'd probably do it if you want to take advantage of everything with the event week. Also, there is like a login reward somewhat. You have to do more than login though, I think. But yeah, if you fly out to Cayo Perico this week and you do a Cayo Perico Heist finale, it does have to be a Cayo Perico Heist finale, not just any heist finale. If you do a Cayo Perico Heist finale, you'll get yourself the Santo Capra pattern sweater as a bonus. So there is a new like thing of clothing to get, but you do have to do a heist finale for it. So you don't just log in, you have to actually do something for that one. Which is better than having it tied to the business battle, which randomly spawns. So that's way better than tying it to like a business battle at least. But obviously you have to actually work for it, unlike login rewards where you just log in for the week. So that's a little clothing item you can get as long as you do a finale of the Cayo Perico Heist, which is basically the best money making method, so who's probably not going to get that who's like running the game efficiently. Last but not least, just the discounts to go over left, which only one's on the Spectator, the rest I'll be going over obviously, but are obviously on Rockstar Newswire. So I'll start off with property discounts first. Alright, so basically all the property discounts are kind of vehicles as well, and they're stacked in the mobile operations center as well as kind of their upgrades. But yeah, both property discounts are on worse stock because there's somewhat property, somewhat vehicles. And yeah, Secta and MOC. As a spectator, it's 25% off the Secta itself. So you want to get the vehicle to start up the heist and stuff, you can get 25% off for the week. Definitely way more accessible. Normally, I believe it's 2.2 million. I think normally it's 2.2 million, so I think that's 550,000 off. So I think that makes it 1,650,000 for the Secta actually, which I think is the first time it's going on discount actually. And yeah. Secta submarine upgrades, mods, and customizations are also 25% off. So yeah, obviously there's color and flags, which are complete cosmetic. Sonar station if you want access to hidden caches, being able to see them on your radar. I also believe it allows you to see submarines that are submerged in the water, since I think those are like off radar. For upper player submarines, of course. So yeah, sonar station is best to just get like a toward word, to be completely honest, for the hidden caches. And yeah, again, with other sonar stations, I'm sure you can also see other submarines. So it's not really necessary in seeing a sonar station, but still can be nice, I guess, if you're in the Cayo, like piloting it a lot or something. Guided missiles. Guided missiles are mainly going to be useful for player versus player situations or PvP, which really isn't going to be good for making money. I think I have seen people complete headhunters with the guided missiles actually. So it could be an interesting way to do headhunter, but you might as well just use your like typical helicopters and stuff, which will let you complete it in like 2 minutes. But yeah, you can technically complete headhunter actually with the guided missiles of the submarine actually. That's something interesting you can actually do. Weapon workshop. There's a lot of different properties where you can get weapon workshops in the game. I believe, for example, the arcade. I believe the weapon workshop in the arcade actually is free. I think the catch is though with that one, I believe you have to actually have an ongoing like casino heist to use a weapon workshop there. So I think it is free, so it's kind of the catch of that one. So if you really want a weapon workshop, I'd probably recommend just having an active casino heist, I think. And then there's also properties like the arena. I believe there's like a arena mechanic or something, though that might also kind of add a Mark II bench there. Plus there's also obviously the MOC, which you'll go into later. The Avenger and the Terabyte, all those weapon workshops as well, for probably around the same price. So hard to say if I'd recommend that one. And Moonpool vehicles. Sparrow. It's 25% off the submarine upgrades, mods, and customizations. So I don't know if it includes Moonpool vehicles. I think when they put Moonpool vehicles on discount before, I think they worded it differently, so I don't know if those are on discount. But just in case, Sparrow I absolutely recommend, absolutely essential if you want to make the most money possible with the Cayo Perico Heist. probably at least like around 1,000,000 every single time. And yeah, cracking a visa. Like I mentioned, it's the slowest submarine in the game, and you might as well go toward war for the sonar anyways. So I would not recommend you a visa if pool vehicles are on discount. But yeah, MOC is 40% off. The 40% off the MOC is pretty nice. If someone would just gallop away. But yeah, Mobile Operations Center is 40% off. You ever get the option of the Hauler or Phantom Custom. Phantom Custom might have more bullet resistant windows compared to Hauler Custom. About Hauler Custom, I don't really necessarily feel there's much of a difference anyways. So personally I went Hauler Custom since it's the more expensive one. But yeah, Phantom Custom might have its advantages, but really I probably would just go with the more expensive one if you have the money to spend. I believe it's only like one modification that has a discount, I believe, for the MSC. Very weird, but for some reason there's only one renovation discount. The interior color, for example, is full price. I believe it's only the Weapon Vehicle Workshop that's on a renovation discount. That's 30% off MSC Weapon Vehicle Workshop. So if you wanted just a regular weapon or a regular vehicle workshop, if you didn't want to like use two spaces, you sadly cannot get that on discount. But obviously it allows you to modify weaponized vehicles. And also gives you another like Mark II workbench or whatever. Which obviously Mark II workbenches you can get other places. Same goes with the vehicle workshop, you can also get an Avenger. You can also get the Avenger, which doesn't have like all the bay options. So you can have your like bay with like a personal vehicle storage, for example. So you can go for like a personal vehicle bay, I believe, for example, on one of them. Which will obviously have one more personal vehicle slot if you want as much personal vehicle space as possible. But yeah. So a reason not to get a weapon vehicle workshop, even though it is on discount, is if you want something like a personal vehicle. Yeah, I want like a personal vehicle thingy, whatever. whatever. Again, if you want like the maximum personal vehicle stored in the game, which obviously for collectors in the game, might as well. So I probably wouldn't recommend taking advantage of that if you plan on getting a personal vehicle stored sometime in the future or something. But yeah, going back to the vehicle workshop section of it. Vehicle workshop, you can also get in the Avenger, which doesn't have like different choices, I believe, for what you can put in it. I believe it's just like a single like, checkbox. So that one's not like as annoying to choose from, I'd say. So I'd probably recommend getting it in the Avenger over the MLC. And I think the last option, is like the weaponized mechanic from the arena again. I believe that's another option, which might not be as expensive actually as the weapon vehicle workshop. So you can also get something for the arena anyways, which is kind of made for modifying vehicles in the first place. So if you were to just go for one like that anyways, I'd probably go with the arena or the or the Avenger over the MSC, and probably go something like a personal vehicle bay instead for that one extra personal vehicle slot. And yeah, MLC has a lot of explosive resistance, so it can take a ton of explosives. The cap part of it also has like 3 guns, like 3 explosive guns. I believe it has like a top gun and then like 2 side guns or something somewhere. But those are pretty much the same weapons you can get on the Avenger anyways. And yeah, it's more useful on the Avenger since I can fly and obviously go way more places since the sky is way more limitless than the ground. Yeah, current week still has the MLC on discount. It's still part of the latest event week. No problem. But yeah, for discounts, there's only one new discount for the Legendary Motorsport website, and that would be the Nagasaki Strider. Which to get the trade price, I believe you have to use it for Diamond Casino Heist. But yeah, for Getaway Vehicle, for its potential, it's a 1-seater vehicle. So it is kind of one of the more useful getaway vehicles, I would imagine. Since you don't gotta rely on like randoms or other players, stuff like that, you can just go when you are ready to go and stuff. But that really only depends on the Diamond Casino Heist. That's not like a free mode thing. But yeah, that's how you get the trade price. So I'll go on to roughly 1322's spreadsheet and then go over lap time and top speed. I would imagine that's off-road or motorcycles. Alright, Striders in the motorcycle class. So Striders, 26th place for lap time. And for top speed, Striders 42nd place. And that's out of like 49 vehicles, or counting the Manchester Scout, that would be 50 motorcycles. So it's below average for both lap time and top speed, so performance-wise, wouldn't really recommend it. If anything, it's really just going to be performance. I mean, customization. PR4 and Osiris, those are prime game discounts, which were explained last week, so we won't be going in detail on those ones again. And the last two new discounts are on stock as well. And that's the Arden and then the Cargo Bob. I believe both variants of the Cargo Bob. But yeah, Arden for weaponry, it only has machine guns on it. So for grinding, making money purposes in the game, not going to be very good. Also being restricted to the land, so it's not necessarily very good for playing to point B. Though I'm pretty sure it is a very good sport classic class, like vehicle to race with, but it's not a raceable vehicle because of the machine guns, so it's disabled in like regular races. So not really useful in that front either necessarily. So probably really wouldn't recommend this one either, unless you're a big weaponized vehicle collector in the game. Surgeon Pickup, that's not on discount by the way, and this goes up at the moment. Same goes for the Buster Tactic Chopper, those aren't on discount, they're just glitched up at the moment. And yeah, finally, last but not least, regular and Jet Sam versions of the Cargo Bob. Difference is, one's basically like a little over 100,000 more on discount at least. But there might be a small difference or something between the versions. Hard to say though. If anything, it might be like the length of the winch or something might be better on the Jet Sam. Besides for that, probably really no other difference. So obviously cheaper one would be the like militarized version of it. And then Jet Sam one, which might be more of a bulky one and all. And by bulky I just mean size, not like explosive resistance. I think it does take a couple missiles to destroy it. So it can last longer than other helicopters, which can be nice. Also, Cargo Bob is absolutely vital for the import-export business if you're doing it most efficiently. So Cargo Bob is very worth getting for taking advantage of the import-export business in the game. Which until the Cayo Perico Heist was kind of the best solo method for like the last few years before that came out. But now with there being Cayo Perico Heist, which it's very easy to make like $1 million per like hour or whatever. Because if you do the heist enough, you can do it in like an hour, maybe even a tiny bit less at the quickest. So if you want a good vehicle for probably the second best solo money making in the game, besides for like passive stuff, it's very good for making money. Very top tier for making money. But it is very slow, but it's the only vehicle that can carry vehicles like that in the air. Also, going back into the MLC, I didn't really mention much of a reason to get it. Really, honestly, there's not much of a reason to get it unless you want the exclusive mobile operations for the trade prices or just for doing them, obviously, for when money opportunities come around. Like there is right now for 3 times money RP on mobile operations. So those are probably the 2 reasons to get it. For money making opportunities for the mobile operations and for gain trade prices. But yeah, I'll be checking the stream right now, I suppose. Just because, I suppose. Oh, what? My stream has 2 likes on it, apparently. That's kind of crazy for an event week stream, actually. Especially when I'm not doing it, like, right when it first comes out. It's kind of crazy. But how gladly take it, actually. But yeah, pretty sure that's all the discounts. So just verify on the news wire before I end off the stream. And by the way, the cargo bobs are 40% off, the Strider is 30%, and Ardent's also 30%. And going back to the getaway, the like Strider or whatever, it is a good getaway vehicle for one person since it's 1-seater, obviously, because you don't gotta worry about anyone else getting in the vehicle. So it's nice for quick takeoffs for the getaway vehicle, obviously. For quick getaways, it's nice. At the same time, it's a motorcycle, so you can fall off of it. So also kind of not nice, and also you're really exposed in it. Just to put some more details on it. Since I'll admit I get nervous when I have like viewers and stuff, to be completely honest. Just a little personal problem, no like, not like hating on anyone obviously or anything, it's just an issue I have, I guess. Just a nervous thing, not anything against anyone. Yeah, it should be it. But I keep kind of feeling like I'm missing something for some reason. I'm definitely not. But yeah, that will finally be it for this stream. Next stream will either be the Red Dead Online event week stream, which starts tomorrow for the next Red Dead Online event week. So yeah, there's the next Red Dead Online event week. But if I do a miscellaneous stream, I might do a pack standard, but no promises on doing that, obviously. Also, for content, I did finally release a video like a day or 2 ago. It's been like the last one that hasn't been like an information reveal that I've done in a while. That's more for like the channel, not for sharing information. That's like a news source or something. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I still have part 2 of that to upload, so I might work on that later today. Maybe even get it uploaded, because it's only like 3 missions to talk about for like 20-30 minutes length or something, and I don't have to obviously talk about the whole time. That's probably meaning it's going to be there for the gameplay, in terms of the length. So yeah, I've been doing more stuff for the channel, thumbnails I've updated playlists. So yeah, I might be getting myself back into a grind of it finally. And I do have vehicle review and guides, I'll see for the DLC planned at some point. I might want to do another episode of contact mission content even before I start one of my vehicle review and guides. Whatever my first vehicle review and guide is, it will probably honestly be either the Casacta or the Torador for my next vehicle review and guide. But yeah, that will finally be it for the 7th week stream. Hope you enjoyed.